pretty good. I like that.
Good morning, Deacon. Good morning, Internet. Welcome back to the Internet Dad Show. I'm Jason, and that's Deacon, and we meet here Monday through Friday to drink coffee and talk about the news and interesting things of the day. And boy, do we have a unexpected Biden administration plot twist, a story that you never saw coming. But we got that to talk about. It's going to be a short show, Deke, because I got to go to my kid's Christmas party. So we're gonna go like half show today.
Okay. All right.
And we're also starting late, so it's pretty good. let's pack it in.
So you've got 10 minutes to talk about what you want to. Is that what you're saying? All right. What are you going to talk about? What's the usual suspects lineup here? Give me the keys.
Is that the?
Yeah, I remember they get up there. I've got the clip here, but it's the part where they're saying, "Give me the keys." You and Benicio del Toro gets up there, and he can't. He's got that. Give me the keys. Look at that. He's got that. Accent, and they crack up laughing. Oh, that's a great scene, man.
Dude, I thought of this. I saw this story this morning, and I thought of this. And I just thought, like, we've literally been talking about this for years. It's no surprise to any of us. And then this story drops, and I'm like, are you joking? Are you kidding that you didn't see this? And it made me think of this movie, The Unusual Suspects, where at the end, Usual Suspect. And I started trying. I was like, this story dropped this morning. It was kind of like the movie Usual Suspects, and my wife's like, oh, I think I've seen that. And I was like, you have seen Usual Suspects, haven't you? And she's like, I don't know. It's
not really a woman movie. It's not really a girl movie. Most guys like that movie.
I was like, if you've seen it, you would know it because you've
seen it.
And so I was like, the thing is, she likes those kinds of shows. So I was surprised. Anyway, I didn't want to drop the plot twist on her. Let me bring this ridiculous story up from the Daily Mail. And also, there's like 83 sources for this story on Ground News, but we'll start on Daily Mail. White House Biden health cover-up blown wide open in bombshell report. Joe was senile from day one of the presidency. Of course he was. We could all see that. You were just lying the whole time. The White House tried to hide from the public Joe's rapidly diminishing mental condition for his entire presidency. Can I remind you of the words Chuanana Shamana pressure? Do you remember that? Or bad cath care? Yeah, like he couldn't talk at the beginning of his presidency. Biden team hired
I need to drop out real quick to listen to something, or it'll bleed over. I'll be right back.
Yeah, yep. All right. Biden's team hired a vocal coach, put other officials into roles usually occupied by the president. It scrapped meetings on his bad days and kept him at arm's length from his own cabinet members. You guys remember when they made their own fake? Do you guys remember when they made like a fake White House room that he was doing videos from in the White House from the White House during COVID? Like, instead of doing messages from the Resolute desk, they made this like fake room with like lighting and bad windows in the back that were like LED to make it kind of look like he was in that room. The explosive investigation by Wall Street Journal has exposed an extensive, deliberate, and years-long cover-up that also saw the administration gaslighting those who dared to claim Biden's abilities had deteriorated since he was vice president.
So what needs to happen out of this? So there was a group of people that were saying this is going on, and there was a group of people saying this is going on to the people in charge. The people in charge are saying this isn't going on. For years, they say they have this battle. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And now the group that is, you find out that they've been lying the whole time. They've been doing all this stuff, lying to you, gaslighting you, trying to change your mind to influence their power and stuff like that. What needs to happen? Does the specific people that lied need to be personally held responsible, or do we need to make major changes so that stuff like this doesn't happen? But
Well,
would that make a difference? Because everybody does it. Both sides do it.
uh,
The game is not doing it. The game is who
Yeah.
can hide it better.
I mean, okay, so I think we can only kind of imagine what the power struggle was within the White House. You had the people on camera, so you had your John Kirby's and your Karine Jean-Pierre's who were like basically on camera lying to people, but like they were kind of between a rock and a hard spot because they can't go up there and be like, "Oh, our president is gone. He's completely bonkers gone." The So they had those people who were the public facing PR guys. You had all the administrative staff inside who were probably scrambling all the time trying to like, what do we do about this? I don't know. Normally we would go to the president and get his like input on these issues and packages and his decision, but he's like, "Can I have some ice cream?"
And these are really not even tentacles of the giant squid monster. These are like the suckers on the tentacles of the giant
No.
squid monster.
This is
This
the
type of
squid
stuff.
monster has one withered arm because it's got some deformity, and normally it's a complicated controlling monster, but you got this one kind of like withered, retarded arm, and it's like, well, I can't cut it off. It's my arm. You have Joe Biden probably like directing a bunch of the House people in the staff. You have Kamala Harris, vice president, who obviously knew what was going on and did not do her job to 25th Amendment Joe Biden, and they're all getting fired. So to a certain point, it's like, well, so what? They're leaving, but they will do this again if they can. And not if they can. They will. Their own pursuit of power will get them into another position where they have a decrepit person that they have to pretend is okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any structural thing that we can do that would prevent this because we have liars.
Gail.
That's what I mean. That's okay. So that answers the question.
Yeah.
You know, is there
the only thing we need
to do something and give the illusion of doing something so that the public can say, "Hey, they've done something," but it's really they don't want to do anything.
No,
Yeah.
they want power.
They want to call out the other people and be like, "Oh, look what they done!"
Right.
Oh, and then when they get in power, they're going to do the same thing. "Oh, look what they done!" They're all doing the same.
Dave, I don't know if you saw. Here's today's banner image, Dave.
All right.
There you go.
Give me the keys. Sorry.
I don't know what happened to my camera. My camera just disappeared.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So
Okay,
this is a wild story. Everybody should go over and read the Daily Mail article or any of the other 83 articles on Ground News that are covering the reports of the president's decline being covered up by the White House. And can you believe that we just have liars that are liaring? It's crazy.
No. All right. Since we got a short show today, I want to show you some stuff.
Oh, okay.
This is 3 minutes long. You got to listen to it. Make me the moderator. It's actually about 4 minutes long, but you will love it. So you guys know a gentleman named Tim Pool.
Oh, of course.
Tim Pooley. Tim, do you know a guy named Luke Beasley?
I don't know Luke Beasley.
Okay, probably not. He is a liberal influencer. All right, he's got a very hard job. He's a liberal influencer. Okay.
Are you going to play a clip from yesterday's show? Well, let's see who it is because I watched this guy for a few minutes. If it's who I think it is, please. Okay,
no,
Luke Beasley.
Luke Beasley is a liberal influencer, and he was on the Timcast.
That guy.
Yes. Did you play? You didn't play this
I did not play. I watched this show yesterday, and I watched like maybe the early 5 minutes and the back 10 minutes, and then I sent a message to Phil Labonte, and I was like, "I'm sorry, dude. I normally watch the show. Phil Labonte is the All That Remains lead singer that's on the show, and he co-hosts Tim Pool show, and he had posted something. I was like, I'm sorry, dude. I was in for a minute, but I I couldn't stand this guy. Please play your clip. This guy's
Okay, well, you missed. If you can't stand him, then you missed a part that you would have really liked. All right. So
go.
let's just listen to this.
You have.
No,
Right.
I
So,
haven't.
no. Stop.
about
You don't know
are-
anything about these January 6 cases. You don't know why these people are in jail. You don't know that a man is in Brooklyn right now for 3 years without charge or trial. And when Donald Trump says these people have been held for too long, you say, no, Trump is wrong. Keep them locked up. That's fucking fascist. Dude, you've been sitting here with no knowledge of the specifics of some of these cases. There is a man in Brooklyn right now. I'm going to say it again. No charges whatsoever brought. He's been in jail for 3 fucking years. For you to sit there and say it is good that he remains locked up is fascism. That is saying the hierarchical system of the courts and the government is just, and the process is all that matters. And I am saying perhaps 3 years is enough, because I actually have moral logic and an understanding of these cases. Hence, my position on January 6th has always been the people who have attacked police must go to prison. But 3 years is a fucking long time for assault on an officer. We have seen people on the far left, notably when they were firebombing shit all across Minnesota, 33 people murdered. And how many criminal charges did we get for this? When they firebombed a police station and forced the police to evacuate. On May 29th, 2020, when thousands of far leftists firebombed the White House grounds and set fire to St. John's Church and injured 100 police officers. How many fucking people went to prison for 3 years? How many of them who never showed up on that day are in prison for 20 years? Enrique Tarrio wasn't even in D.C. on January 6th. And you are saying that man who his only crime was, quote, don't leave. That's his only crime. You think he should be in prison for 20 years because you're a fascist. You don't care what the facts are. You don't care if this is unjust. You only care that the machine state has decreed you are not to be locked up. And this is the problem I have with the left. They don't know the facts. They don't care about the facts. They view morality as a blanket government stroke of the pen. And every person, regardless of their crime, should be in prison for decades. I reject it outright. The people who fought cops should go to prison. They did. It's been 3 years. But when you've got people who are on misdemeanor charges for having walked into a building at 4 p.m. after the riot, and I know some of these people, they walked into a building for 2 minutes and walked out, and they got 18 months for that. I don't see you defending the innocent people who walked onto a public grass at a public building after a riot had been completed. You don't know. You don't care. You've taken a tribal position, and people are suffering because of it. Now you say that Donald Trump saying
I just want to say this. If you don't regularly watch Tim Pool, you won't understand how much this is like your grandmother who never swears coming out on fire. Tim Pool is very angry at this guy. He keeps his Tim Pool. This is called from Timcast IRL. It's on his YouTube channel at 7 p.m. Central on every Monday through Friday. He keeps it family friendly. He keeps it so that they can talk about issues, but generally the language is super clean because they know that children may be listening. This dude is so that Luke, whatever his name was, that guy was so moronically obtuse. Anytime that Tim would bring, like they were having an argument. They were having a debate, one side versus the other side. But that guy wouldn't accept any sort of argument except, well, I want data. Except all of the
he throws that back at him here at the end of this.
Go ahead, finish it.
The data. Well, I mean, you're making a good.
I just wanted to illustrate that.
Point out the fact that Tim don't talk like this normally.
No,
he was mad.
Finish it. This is
the
good.
Injustice that we've seen warrants commutation or pardons. You say that means he's advocating for violence. This is the ultimate problem. Then you cite a press release from Maryland saying, but the right's more violent. There is a distinction between a white supremacist as a right-wing group and a run-of-the-mill Christian conservative who showed up on that day not to protest. Let's talk about Brandon Strzok. He never went in the building. He was on the other side of the building. There was a permitted protest. He walked up the stairs and he was yelling. They put this guy in prison. There is Owen Schroyer, who was at a permitted rally who was yelling death to communists. They put him in prison and specifically cited his speech. My dude, you don't know what you're talking about. And it's fine. I get it. We try to be polite. We try to be nice. But there are so many young liberals who sit here and say, the corporate press told me that these people are bad, and the machine state government has decreed it by pen. So I don't care what crime they committed. I don't care what the jury said. I don't care who was on the jury. Enrique Tarrio, who was not there, should be in prison for 2 decades. Tell me this now. Why is Enrique Tarrio in prison?
Yeah, so they uncovered with him his plot to overthrow the government.
Enrique Tarrio, is it?
Yeah, and his organization.
What plot?
Enrico Tarrio had a plot to drink beer.
Give me some
prosecutors.
Give me some fucking data. Stop squinting at me and saying the prosecutors did a thing. You didn't know. You didn't read it. You didn't read the court papers. All you know is the fascist machine state told you he should be in prison, and you're saying yes to them.
What happened to Rage Against the Machine? Not the band.
They became For the Machine.
Yeah, I mean the band turned into the Machine, but
yeah, this guy is honestly, that's the kind that was a brutal show to watch, because that guy, it didn't matter what was said to him, he would just kind of like turtle up and just ignore the fact that you made points. He's a disingenuous person to deal with. He's dishonest. Yeah, that was rough. Well, I'm surprised that you brought a Tim Pool clip to the show. How'd you find that?
It popped up in my feed. I follow him.
Wow. Do you really? I watch Tim Pool like very frequently. You can probably tell.
Another big story that I just wanted to, another big story I just wanted to hit on that you're going to see come up is epidemiologist exposes the truth about California's bird flu emergency. Did you see that stuff in California yesterday?
No.
Yeah, they're saying the bird flu's coming through and you're going to have to get shots and wear masks and do all this crap. And so I haven't had any symptoms of the bird flu yet. So.
Shut up, emu man.
You see,
hey,
that emu bit me, man. That emu straight up bit me. And I still haven't had any powers develop yet.
I think yesterday we were talking about Eric Adams in New York, and I think you had a clip from Eric Adams yesterday.
Yeah,
and I said, it sounds like Eric Adams is, and some of New York are trying to like endear themselves to the Trump administration because the Biden administration tried to throw him under the bus. And there are a couple of stories that came out today that were consistent with our kind of read of the situation. I just thought I would highlight these.
Yeah, I think that was my thought.
Eric Adams put Dems on blast over constant comparisons of Trump to fascists. We stopped speaking to people. Apparently, he said, I'm hurting and you're asking, is Donald Trump Hitler or not? It's not exactly defending Trump, but it's kind of, he's been increasingly critical of the left wing of the Democratic Party.
Radicalization.
And there's this.
Trying to save his job so bad.
He's trying to stay out of prison.
Eric Adams is the dude that if you are on a ship and it gets one little leak, his ass is jumping. He's the first.
No, he's in the boat. He's in the lifeboat. He's like, come on, let me help you get on the lifeboat. He's going to make sure that he's in it.
He is lowering the lifeboat.
Here, I got you. You go ahead and hop on here. I'll get you down.
Look at this one. Eric Adams says Trump administration could help change New York City's sanctuary city laws. We both agreed on violent individuals should not remain in our country. What do you need Trump to change your city's laws for? You are the mayor of the city. Why don't you talk to your city? So, yeah, I just wanted to.
Is Trump a New York resident or a Florida resident?
I believe he's a Florida resident now, but he obviously owns a lot of his company owns a lot of properties in.
Well, I thought all of his businesses had to leave New York.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his legal status is. I do know that it will get there's outstanding cases and those are not entirely resolved yet. I think some of them have been like thrown out. I think the E.G. Carroll case isn't.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if we have any updates on that yet. Okay, Deke, you have any other stories?
Yep. Hang on, Erie. Do you guys
know?
know?
Here it is. I just double checked. Engoron in September 2023, issued a summary judgment. Trump and his company had committed fraud for years. A judge ordered the termination of Trump's state business
Yeah.
licenses and
That'll
dissolution
get
of pertinent
that'll get
limited
overturned.
liability companies. There is a pending appeal. So, yeah. So I was
My
thinking that.
brother
Morning,
from
Ricochet.
another mother.
Ricochet, where you been, Ricochet?
I know, we missed you.
Yeah.
Deke listening to Llama the other day and thought of you. Leave it on.
Ricochet.
Ricochet, brother. Leave it on. Press, the press. Llama to boot. He knows what that means. That's fish language. I'm speaking fish language to him right now.
Lord.
It's a fish language right there. We have our very own language. Do you know who this lovely lady is?
Oh, Miss Fanny.
It's Fannie.
It might
Fannie
be
Willis.
better now.
Fannie Willis.
Fannie.
What's going on with Fanny?
She's been removed from the
Oh.
Trump case.
Disqualified. Oh, that's not going to look good on your CV, Fanny.
It's not going to look good on your. That's not going to look good on your LinkedIn account. She has been, after carefully considering the trial court's findings in its order, we conclude that it erred by failing to disqualify DA Willis in her office, the remedy crafted by the trial court to prevent an ongoing appearance of blah, 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 blah. I don't know what any of that shit means. The new ruling means that Georgia's prosecuting attorney's counsel will need to find another prosecutor to take over the case and decide whether to continue pursuing it. Though if Willis decides to appeal the state Supreme Court, that could be delayed. Poor Fanny. I just wanted to bring that up for you this morning. I know you like her. One more
Hey,
story.
did you see the federal government got another holiday this year?
Oh, they
Oh,
did.
good for them.
Yeah. Biden issued Christmas Eve as a federal holiday this year.
Okay.
Hey, since we were talking about those Trump
Time for a
cases,
government shutdown.
I just asked Grok to give me a summary. The hush money case, Trump was found guilty in May on 34 felony counts. This is the first case to result in a criminal conviction of a former U.S. president. Sentencing was scheduled, but has been indefinitely postponed. There's the classified documents case. That's where the one where Judge Aileen Cannon dismissed the entire case, and I think Jack so-and-so was the one on that case that it's been dismissed. The dismissal's under appeal, but it's gone. There's the federal election interference case. Trump was indicted on charges related to the 2020 election. The Supreme Court issued a ruling granting broad immunity for official actions, which has led to the revision of charges to focus on actions taken as a private citizen. And so it's gone. It's unlikely to reach trial. And then there's Fanny's case, which, as you just saw, Fanny's been disqualified. And there's the civil case. Trump was ordered to pay the $454 million. In the Letitia James case, I don't know what the status of that case is. Okay, so that's the Trump cases.
Neil Cavuto is out at Fox News after 28 years. They are they're letting go of all these media people. Have you seen where this is going to be kind of big? It's going to be a talking point among Democrats, and because I've already seen it start. But Rand Paul was like, hey, why don't we make Elon Musk the Speaker of the House? The Speaker of the House doesn't have to be elected or blah, 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 blah. And they're like, why don't we make him? And so
Yeah,
it was
Third in line for president,
So-
doesn't it?
all of the, I don't know, but so that's been said, is what he said. But the Democrats this morning are talking about how Elon, posted on Twitter at 4 a.m., from his phone about this and has stopped this, and the public don't want this, and Elon's gonna stop all of this, is gonna shut down the government. Elon, because of what he posted, is gonna no. What I want to say to that woman, these women that talk about this, and these Congress women that I've seen, two different ones say the same thing, is that Elon did what the public wanted Elon to do. When you release a 1,500 pages and say you need to have this read by in the morning to have we're going to take a test on this in the morning.
Right.
Elon read the 1,500 pages and was like, this, and are wrong, because we're not going to read it. So when they say the public won't stand for this, and I'm like, you don't speak for the public. You're supposed to, but you don't.
So the continuing resolution that was supposed to be passed was 1,557 pages, and I think it failed because a bunch of 30 Republicans voted against it or whatever. And then I saw a Vivek post or the Doge, the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, and they had reduced the bill. They had taken out all the stuff, and they had reduced it down to like 150 pages, and like what the American people want is they want for Congress to pass bills one at a time, not jam a bunch of shish into one big document and take it or leave it. We don't want that. We want them to act like normal people, where you make a, you make a deal on an issue, but they can't get anything done like that. So
Yeah, that is essentially handing your history class the whole textbook at 4 p.m. and saying, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., you're taking your final on this.
And it's got sections from art, and it's got sections from math.
And it's got art and math and home ec and
that
music.
have nothing to do with history.
Yeah. So I got one more here for you. JJ's got to go early today. I got one more. This one's AI. You guys know about, do you want to hit the special AI thing?
Oh,
This is a good one.
Let's do it. Where it is. Here it is.
You don't get to do this very often.
Beep, bop, boop. This is AI News.
Oh, man.
That was so funny. I was like, hey, can you just make me a clip that says this? And
you sent me say beep, bop, boop. This is AI News, but like monotone. It's like, okay. So you guys know what AI is, artificial intelligence.
Of course.
Do you know
I thought we were talking about the city in the Bible.
Do you know what AGI is?
Artificial
it's general intelligence. That's where it's actually conscious.
That'd be a really good show, Dave. America's Got Incontinence. Next up is Mildred. Mildred, come on out here. Help Mildred out. Oh, she fell. Okay. AGI is artificial general intelligence, right? Do you know what ASI is?
Specific?
This is the shit that you need to be scared of.
Scientific?
And I watched a thing on this a couple of weeks ago about ASI, and it was one of these people that had worked on AI for a long time, and they were saying on TikTok, probably, it was like, ASI is the one that you really need to worry about. The artificial general intelligence people are like, oh, ASI is the artificial super intelligence that is way, way beyond what any human could ever do. And this video I watched the other day was on this. Well, this fella right here was OpenAI co-founder Ela Strushevicker, and he believes that super intelligent AI is on the way. All of these AI people say the same thing. This is coming, whether you want to believe it or not. He spoke on a range of topics at this annual AI conference yesterday afternoon. He gave his predictions on super intelligent AI more capable than humans at many tasks, which he believes will be achieved at some point. Super intelligent AI will be different quantitatively from AI that we have today. And in some aspects, unrecognizable. Super intelligent systems are actually going to be agenic in a real way. He's afraid that they'll understand things from limited data. They will become more unpredictable, and they'll be self-aware. He says the most positive result that we could get out of, this is what he said, the most positive result that we could get out of artificial super intelligence is that that all they want to do is coexist with us and have rights. That is the most positive result that we're going to get out of artificial super intelligence, because it's on the way, and it's going to get its consciousness, they believe, and they think it's going to be so much more advanced than us that if it just wants rights and to coexist with us, then that's a winner.
I don't want that.
If not, then
I don't want that.
Then if you don't want that, what is the other aspect? This super intelligent is going to eradicate the human virus that's on the planet.
Well,
Agents.
America versus
way to
Britain
kill
all
it.
over again.
We need to figure out a way to kill it.
They want rights.
Yeah,
They
you
want
can't.
freedoms.
Post a picture on the internet and then try to delete it. It's that. You can't kill it.
We gotta figure out a way to
It's
stab it or
coming.
punch it or
Can
something.
we redact it?
I'm saying it's coming. And this, in my opinion, this is the best.
For some reason, this reminds me of the end of Clerks 2, where Jay and Silent Bob print out a list of everybody that made nasty comments of them on their forums, and then they went from door to door and punched them in the face.
Yeah. Do you want an AI Steve Buscemi putting on lipstick and marking people off of his little notepad on the wall there, like in the?
I think we just have to find out where all this super intelligence is and just go.
I know we're looking at like thermodynamics here, but would the law of like entropy ever enter in there?
Yeah, and that's scary.
Where everything kind of breaks down eventually. I mean, it'll get
Look,
nice, and then it'll just.
All
But
of this
I don't
AI
think it would
stuff
break
needs
down.
electricity.
I don't think it would break down. I think if entropy took over, that it would, if it started to degrade, the degradations would cause evolution. Kind of like
So-
the Chernobyl crap that they're
You know what?
finding this bacteria
There's
in
a-
these frogs in Chernobyl that eat radiation now. I think it will evolve.
I have a plan to deal with this, and it's a simple plan.
Oh God. Okay.
We pass a law.
Yeah.
All of the artificial superintelligence is required to be in California. All the data centers, all of that, everything. It must be in California.
The whole world,
And
China and everybody.
yes,
Okay.
well, I don't know. We can't deal with all of the rest of the country, with the rest of the world, but we can do with
So you
America.
can't eliminate it.
Hold on. We put it in California because we know the bureaucrats in California will definitely prevent enough electricity being generated to fund to power those data centers.
You've already got a problem.
And then an
I
earthquake
mean,
will happen, and it'll
no.
break
You can-
off.
You
and
can
go into the ocean.
depend on California mismanaging resources.
You are overlooking the fact that to run AI servers and stuff, it requires a butt ton of water, and
Uh-huh.
California always has limited amount of water, so we couldn't have it in California.
Yes, that's
The ocean.
exactly right. The artificial supreme intelligence would be destroying America and humanity, and then
the artificial supreme
and then about
intelligence, because it's
every
smarter than you,
4
would go,
hours-
JJ's trying to dip me over, so I'm going to do
No.
this to him.
every
So
4
there's-
hours there would be a brownout, and the ASI would just have to go to sleep.
There is a book series that I'm a huge fan of. I listen to them they're only on Audible. It's called Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Yeah,
Every season of the crawl, they have an AI that runs the show, and as the levels get harder, the AI gets more unstable. And they just talk about how the AI always breaks down. It always breaks down. So they keep the AI in a self-contained unit, whether that be a server or whatever. And it's just, yeah, I want to know how entropy is going to happen, what that's going to look like, because there will
I
come a
think-
point when you get bad information that you just believe,
I hope
and
that
that's going to
we're-
happen to a computer.
I hope that we're able to observe this upcoming entropy, but observe it like a child, as a human. You know, you have AI now, and I've compared it to like a 5-year-old. You have to talk to it like a kid. You know,
Yeah.
like when I used to have to
You
tell
know-
my son, go sweep up that stuff on the floor, I would literally have to go pick up the broom, hold it, move it in a motion to where that's how you have to do with AI right now. So my son went through the terrible freaking teens that they go through in the middle school years and stuff like that. Is AI going to go through that as well before it gets to, and it's not going to take as long as humans, of course, but I
Mhm.
mean, are we going to experience that? And is that a part of the chaos that you're talking about?
let me just show you this. Grok is a pretty great AI, and I
But it's the
drag
only one
you
you
can
use.
I'm digging
No,
Gemini.
it's not. That's not true. I use
Gemini.
Grok, I use
Yeah.
Copilot.
GPT.
I use multiple
Okay.
AIs. A lot. But I'm going to show you from this morning. I dragged and dropped a still frame image from Unusual Suspects. I gave it a reference photo, and it can
Usual.
read the reference
I'll
photo.
punch you.
Usual, sorry. And I dropped it in there, and I was like, and I gave it a simple instruction. And let me tell you what AI did. This is
It's
what I
not
did.
great.
I did this. I said, here's a picture. Replace this man's face with Joe Biden's face. And it was like, oh, let me tell you about this picture. No. Draw it. Okay. It get it completely wrong. The simplest thing.
Your
simplest thing.
instructions weren't specific enough. You could tell me
Super
that and I
specific.
would do it. But if you told Lily that in those exact same instructions, you would have to go into a little bit more of a specific detail. That is exactly what I've been doing with ChatGPT, because me and a buddy are teaching an introduction to AI class at the library coming up.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'm going to teach about is you have to give it specific instructions right now. In 15 years, you're not going to have to. But right now, you literally have to tell it to go use your hands, squeeze them around the broom handle, apply pressure, pick up the broom, move. You know, you have to give it every instruction, and still it's going to screw it up.
I asked
Right.
for 2 identical stars, 1 yellow and 1 white, yesterday.
Yeah. No.
And so it did them overlap like this. I'm like, okay, perfect. Now don't overlap them. And so it does it like this. Put one in the top left, one in the lower right. And
Well,
it does it like this.
I told you about the one where I'm like, hey, can you make a list of all these country songs that have to do with family and homecoming and Thanksgiving and stuff? And it was making this list. And I was like,
making up songs.
Brad Paisley's got a song called Thanksgiving.
If I dip out, you guys can are you able to hit the end button on your own?
Yeah.
I can end it, but I
Okay.
can't hit our
All right.
little song title
Yeah,
thing.
it's okay. That's all
Okay.
right. I
That's
don't think that's going to be the deal killer. All right, guys, I'm going to drop
sing
out. I'll
it.
see you later.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Please sing it.
We'll sing it.
No, I'm not singing nothing.
We'll sing it.
I don't have really anything else to talk about.
Duguid did say 15 months, not 15 years.
15 months. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll be 15
Yeah,
months.
yeah.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah. I expect I think Gemini is on 2.0 right now in beta. 1.5 is the standard. We all have access to Grok. We all have access to Chat GPT. And I play with them every now and then.
Chat
was talking-
GPT has got some really neat things that they have added in to the Chat GPT, and you'll see here at the bottom when it opens up, you can now attach files, and then they've got a bunch of different tools with picture, search, Canvas, and then you can have it search the web. So, and this is just the free Chat GPT that I use.
That's built in. So I have a Pixel 9 XL Pro.
Yeah.
And Gemini is built into the photograph suite. So if I open it up and then click the lens button, I can do Gemini stuff inside the lens button, which is ridiculous. Too good says Skylar said Skynet when I typed it. Smack my head.
Shake my head.
Yep.
Yeah, and I use Gemini on my on this phone, but I usually use Chat GPT because I've got all of my instructions and stuff already in Chat GPT. So when I ask it to do something, it does it like I have instructed.
I need to do some game stuff in Chat GPT or in one of these. I need to generate some games. Then I have an idea for a book, and you and I have talked about my vampire book, and I'm trying to find some specific cold cases of individuals that could fit the MO.
Just take your time just take your time and type it into Chat GPT and type everything that you want. And then you may have to, if it doesn't do it the first time, I go back up to the original and I edit it, and go through, and you can go back through. I mean, you can go back through your old prompts. It's not like you lose it forever.
Right.
But that's like me and my ADHD brain. I have 5 million ideas for 5 million for 6-7 million different things. And that's what I use. I'll have my little ideas for my short stories, and I'll pop it into Chat GPT, and I've got it to where I can do this, and it makes me an outline with what I need, and I can start fleshing out, and it completely helps me out with all of my crazy brain. All right, I don't have anything else to talk about. Do you? I don't have any other AI stories. Cool.
Now I got a magic show later on today, so I was trying to wrap a present this morning for that show, and I wasn't watching my clock. Like, crap, I'm late.
Oh, it's all right.
Always late.
I'm late. I'm late for a very
A very
important
important
date.
date.
One of my favorite books of all time. Have you ever read Alice in Wonderland?
When I was a kid,
Oh
I need to
man,
reread it now.
yes, reread it now as an adult because it is so. I've read it like 4 times. I probably haven't read it in like 20 years, but I love that. I just came across. And I had to save it the other day. I just came across a line. It was like a big part of that book. All right. Here, I'm going to read this. This is really good. This is not long. Do you love me? Alice asked. No, I don't love you, replied the White Rabbit. Alice frowned and clasped her hands together as she did whenever she felt hurt. See, replied the White Rabbit. Now you're going to start asking yourself what makes you so imperfect and what you did wrong and that why I can't love you at least a little. You know, that's why I can't love you. You will not always be loved, Alice. There will be days when others will be tired and bored with life, will have their heads in the clouds and will hurt you because people are like that. They somehow always end up hurting each other's feelings, whether through carelessness, misunderstanding, or conflicts with themselves. If you don't love yourself at least a little, then you don't create an armor of self-love and happiness around your heart. The feeble annoyances caused by others will become lethal and destroy you. The first time I saw you, I made a pact with myself. I will avoid loving you until you learn to love yourself. Book is so great, man. But it's so whacked out that people pick out the craziness of the book and they miss the deeper meaning.
I do a daily trivia game with one of my electronic devices at home, and
Yeah.
the question today was, and I'm sorry if any of our 4 fans right now play the daily trivia game. Which screenplay did Roald Dahl help write? And instantly in my head, I'm going, oh, well, he helped. He was the co-writer for Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka.
But the questions were Mary Poppins, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, or Frosty the Snowman. The answers were.
If I had to completely guess, just based on what I know about Roald Dahl and Willy Wonka and his, I would have to guess Mary Poppins out of those 3.
So my initial guess was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, but I'm thinking also it's December 20th. It's probably a Christmas one, so
That's
I went
good.
with Frosty.
Right.
It was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I loved that one as a kid.
That
Like
was a good movie. I hadn't seen that in a long time.
Pretty Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, we love you. Hi, Chitty Low Chitty Pretty Chitty Chitty. Yeah, yeah, so much fun. See, we could totally sing the outro.
Politicians are talking here.
I'm looking for a
Words.
oh, that's a good one. Okay. I was looking for a Christmas joke, a Christmas dad joke. Got a Christmas dad joke for us?
Give me a second here.
So as Dave finds his Christmas dad jokes, JJ had to leave early today because his little girls have a Christmas presentation. So we kicked him out of here, and he's going to watch that. We appreciate you joining us. If you are a longtime viewer, thank you very much, and we hope you have a Merry Christmas. If not, and you've just joined us, we're just a couple of 2 or 3 dads that sit around and have a conversation. You know, when you go into the restaurants and they have the table of the old men that go in there every single day and they talk and they drink coffee and they solve the world's problems. You know, every problem they have an answer for. That's us, except we just live in different spots and we can't go to the same restaurant. So if you want a professional show, then go to all these other people trying to be professional. We're just a couple of real life, real dads, real American people that live in the real world. We don't live in some fantasy world where all of our bills are paid and everyone, you know, we don't live in that world. We are real people.
I got to go get new tires on Monday, sir.
yeah, I have those problems.
So I'll be on the show Monday.
I save up. I saved up a little bit of money, and I was going to do something special for somebody that I love, and something happens, and I've got to use that damn money, you know, to pay a bill. It was a bill, you know, to pay a bill. And, you know, that's my life. And so now I got to figure out and scramble and So you see these videos of these people on there that I only got you $10,000 worth of presents this year. Hey man, you need to be blessed that you're alive. There's a lot of blessings that we take for granted. All right.
Yeah, that was my entire sermon last Sunday.
Yeah, I try to look at life that way a little bit more now. Because for 47 years I've went through life looking at this and this way.
These Sundays, you're gonna hop on when I'm preaching, and you'll be like typing in while I'm preaching, and somebody else says somebody named Andy is saying.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. Here's your joke today. For me,
Got you.
you want me to do one for JJ?
Yeah. Well,
No. We'll have to get the worst one.
For JJ. All right.
Here's a JJ joke. Don't walk on ice during Christmas. You'll slip. Okay, that was his joke. Mine is, what's the difference between a reindeer and a knight in shining armor?
I don't know what.
One is slaying a dragon, and the other one is dragging a sleigh. That's a pretty good one. I like that one.
All right. What do snowmen eat for breakfast?
I don't know.
Frosted flakes.
Oh, of course.
Wait. I got another one.
Okay. All
What
right.
do snowmen eat for breakfast?
Frosted Flakes.
Rice Krispies.
Oh.
What do snowmen eat for breakfast?
I'm confused at this point. What?
I've already told you, man.
Oh. That's good. All right. We're out. Peace.
Politician.